Well, Cam Newton came up with some on his Freaky Friday. Oh no, on his fourth,
not Freaky Friday.
not Freaky Friday. It was on Cam 4th and 1.
4th and 1.
Yeah, on that segment
4th and
that
1
he
with
does.
Cam Newton.
Mm-hmm. He made some bold statements about the MVP race in the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
And for those that don't know, quarterbacks like Brock Purdy, Dak Prescott, Jared Goff, those guys are leading the way when it comes to your MVP race. You still have guys on there like Tyreek Hill and your Christian McCaffreys and stuff like that too, who are not QBs. But of course, if you look at the history of the NFL, the quarterback position has usually dominated the MVP race for decades. So he made a statement that caused a conversation around what is a game manager and what is a game changer. And he said that Brock Purdy, Dak Prescott, Tua Tagovailoa, Jared Goff are game managers, meaning that they don't have to go out there and win a game for you. They don't have to go out there and win a game. They're not changing the game. They're not impacting the game as much as people think that they are. But somebody like your Christian McCaffreys and your Tyreek Hills are game changers, to where the way they play and what they have to do is it changes the game of football. And you have to game plan for those guys alone. So he drew a little bit of people. Some people agree with him, but he did draw a little bit of backlash from a couple of different sports media outlets and things of that nature to like say, well, who are you, Cam Newton? So D-Lo, is Cam Newton at liberty to speak about something like this? And is he right about what he said as far as game managers and game changers?
First off, are we really asking, is Cam Newton at liberty to ask to speak about this? He is the 2015 MVP.
Mm-hmm.
He took the Carolina Panthers, not just himself, but they went to the Super Bowl.
15-1 that year.
Super Bowl 15-1. Lost to the Denver Broncos in Super Bowl 50, 2016. But he's definitely at liberty to speak about this. I think this is a classic example of you don't like the messenger, so you don't hear the message. And I believe people loved Cam when he played on the field, but some of his antics when he scored, or some of his antics off the field, such as when they lost in the 2016 Super Bowl 50, how he acted in the after game interviews, I think it rubbed people the wrong way. So now, and then like now the way he dresses and stuff that he says, he's ultra confident, maybe on borderline arrogant,
little eccentric. Yeah, he's a little eccentric.
Right. But that's Cam Newton.
That's who
he was on the field. That's who he has been throughout his time that we've known him to be who he is. And so I think people tuned it out because where it came from and not really digested what he said. I think I am in agreement with what he said, because before this year, you didn't think about Brock Purdy as a game changer. He plays in the San Francisco 49ers offense ran by Kyle Shanahan, one of the most prolific offenses there is right now. Same thing with Tua Tagovailoa. Is it Tagovailoa or Tagovailoa? Tagovailoa. Same with him. He plays with I'm forget his name. And I just watched Hard Knocks last night. Mike McDaniels. Mike McDaniels is the head coach who runs a similar offense as the San Francisco 49ers. Little small nuances here and there, but they run a similar offense. He actually coached under Kyle Shanahan and is from that same coaching tree. Before this year, nobody was saying Dak Prescott was a game changer. You're a Cowboys fan. Nobody was calling him a game changer.
Nobody
was. He gets the job done. He managed the ball very well at times, even though last year he led the league in interceptions and only missed 4 games last year and still led the league in interceptions.
Yep.
And then Jared Goff, while he did play well the year that they went to the Super Bowl but lost to the Patriots, nobody has called him a game changer until maybe this year or the last 2 years, because he's been playing well with Detroit. But Detroit also has a similar offense that Kyle Shanahan and Mike McDaniels has. So I don't know, man. I think a lot of people just got their panties in a bundle or in a bunch, or he ruffled some feathers because it was coming from Cam Newton. And I think a lot of the media have an issue. This is the issue that the media has now is all of these former players have a platform to speak, have a platform to speak on situations that they might not have had in the past. And it takes away the light of these analysts on ESPN, Fox Sports, or whatnot. And so it's like, maybe we should just demean what he said a little bit. What do you think, though?
I'm with you. I think Cam Newton has all right to speak, especially on the quarterback position, because that's the position he played, that he excelled at. Rookie of the year, 4,000 passing yards as a rookie, had at one point had the most rushing yards in a season for, I think he still owns that record if I'm not mistaken. I might have to look it up, but most rushing yards as a quarterback in the NFL for one season. Like you said, MVP, took his team to Super Bowl 50. Like, just because he is, and I'm gonna go on record and saying this, I think Cam Newton is being blackballed from the NFL because I believe he can still play. You know what I'm saying? I think he had his chance with what you made that face for?
You think that?
I think he's being blackballed.
I honestly don't think that.
You don't think he's being blackballed? You think he's done? You think his career is over?
Yeah, I think so.
You think so? Okay, I think he can still go. I still have an idea, but I mean, again, Cam is Cam. So Cam is ultra confident.
Lamar Jackson rushing record 2019.
Oh, so he rushed for more. Okay,
1,206 yards in the season.
Okay, and what was Cam's before that? Do you remember? Does it say?
I'm looking at it now. I don't. Justin Fields also in last year 1,100 yards.
He did go crazy that shit. That's right.
I actually don't. Nah, Cam Newton is like well down the list. It looks like 2017 he had 754 yards. 2011 he had 706. 2012 he had 741. But he's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
Damn. Okay, 12, so I was wrong.
13, 14. Yeah.
So, but I want to say I heard
his career. Maybe let's see.
I thought I heard Ryan Clark say that he held the record at one point, but maybe I was wrong. Michael Vick probably was before that anyway. But either way,
yeah.
When it comes to the quarterback position, he has all right to talk with just the accolades that he's had coming from Auburn, going to the league, setting rookie records. You know, playing in an offense with also a rookie head coach in Ron Rivera at the time. Whenever they got to Carolina, like, he's done more than what people want to give him credit for, just because of his antics and how he carried himself. But that's just Cam Newton. It was an exciting player, and he took pride in playing football. He had fun playing football. So that's just who Cam is. But the one thing that rubbed me the wrong way was there is a analyst for ESPN, a young lady named Kimberley Martin, who has never played the sport of football, who does get paid to speak on the sport of football. And it's a lot of analysts that do this. It's even male analysts that do this too. So I'm not just singling out women. But at the same time, it's like she went on ESPN, she went on Get Up, and she took a few shots at Cam Newton, talking about his outfit that he had on and the take that he did. He had on a ugly Christmas sweater and some overalls. It's just, Cam is Cam. But she had the nerve to say, in the year of 2023, where it's all about the NFL backups, where's Cam? Not on the NFL roster, right? So first of all, I'm gonna break that down. Like, so you're denigrating what he says about the game of football and the position that he played at a very high level for more than a decade, just because he's not on the roster right now, just because of the last couple of years that he had when he was with the Patriots, when he was with the Panthers, he didn't perform well. But the Cam Newton's career far supersedes anything you can say about his last couple of years, period. Coming from somebody who has never played the game and just gets paid to talk, take this man's opinion into account, because he most likely knows what he's talking about, probably a little bit more than you, Miss Martin. But then she also said, He's talking about all of these NFL game managers. He sounds like people tweeting at me from their basement, like, just turn off the TV. He sounds foolish. It's just analysts like that, men and women alike, analysts like that who sit behind a microphone and get paid to talk, and they make outlandish statements about a man who was an MVP, a Rookie of the Year, a Super Bowl. He took his team to a Super Bowl, and acting like he has no room to talk about the state of the quarterback today is crazy to me. It's crazy to me. So if I could say anything to Miss Martin, I would say shut the fuck up, because I played the quarterback position. I made it, didn't stick around, but I made it to the NFL. I probably could talk about the quarterback position and the state of the quarterback today more than you motherfucking can, because you've never played. Just because you get paid to sit behind a mic and make and analyze some shit don't mean that you can say that Cam Newton ain't got no opinion. Yeah, shut the fuck up. Anyway, what you think, D-Lo?
Yeah, I mean, but the funny thing about that is what you just brought up is she made that statement about where, in the year of the quarterback, I think you said, where is Cam Newton? On that same desk sits Domonique Foxworth, who played in the NFL, but he can speak on it. Mm-hmm. Also, Dan Orlovsky played in the NFL.
He was a quarterback.
He can speak on it, but Cam Newton can't. I mean, come on, man. Like we pick and choose. That's what I'm saying. That's why I'm saying what I said earlier is you don't like the messenger, so you don't hear the message.
You don't hear the message.
And so because I guarantee had Dan Orlovsky said exactly what Cam Newton said, it would have been taken.
It'd have been taken completely different. Yep.
Yeah, and she wouldn't have said, "Now, Dan, you sound like one of those guys tweeting at me." What'd she say? You sound like
one of those guys tweeting at me from their basement.
Yeah, like she wouldn't have said that.
She wouldn't have said it to Dan. Like she wouldn't have said it to Domonique either.
Right. Obviously, there is some truth to what Cam has said, and then because of the fact that those that he mentioned are in the MVP race, and we don't want to think that our MVP players are just game managers, that they are in fact game changers, is the reason why it got the amount of backlash and the sigh of not sigh of relief, but the
sigh of despair.
Got that.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. Thank you for helping me out there, brother. Got that from Cam, because it's like, well, if these guys are just game managers, how can they be quarterbacks? I mean, how can they be MVPs in the league? Well, he came on his podcast the day later and said, what I said was not to despair or to
disparage.
Any of these players. There have been some great game managers in our game. He said Peyton Manning was a game manager. Tom Brady was a game manager. Drew Brees was a game manager. He said there's only been like a few game changers at the quarterback position. And he said currently it's Lamar Jackson, Patrick Mahomes, Aaron Rodgers, and Josh Allen. That's in
shit. I would put Justin Fields in there.
He just mentioned. He said Joe Burrow too.
Joe Burrow,
So he just mentioned those individuals. But he said other than that, everybody else is pretty much a game manager, and there's nothing wrong with that. You would be a high.
Cam Newton in his time was a game changer. He was a game changer to me. I think he was a game changer.
He was a game changer in 2015, maybe his rookie year. I think every other season. No, he was a game changer.
He was a game changer
because the offense was ran around him as far
100%.
as his whole skill set, his ability to run and his arm until he got injured.
Yeah.
So yeah, but it's parts of his career where he was a game manager.
A game manager. Yeah. But for most of his career, he was a game changer for real.
Yeah, but absolutely agree that if anybody has the ability to speak on that situation, Cam Newton should be able to speak on that situation and not get the type of backlash that he got because he's Cam Newton.
I think it goes back to what you said at the beginning of the segment, though. It's a lot of these athletes have platforms now, and they're not lined up to work for ESPN or work for Fox Sports. They're not lining up to do that because they don't have to stick to a script. They can actually speak their mind and say what they want to say on their own platform. And and I think a lot of people who are on broadcast TV don't like that, to be perfectly honest. And
Right.
You know, people like Draymond Green and Paul George and Cam Newton and these guys have their own platforms to speak their mind and say what they want to say, and they're not hindered by the broadcast by the company. So we're hurt, but she has no space to say that. No broadcaster, male or female, has space to say that Cam Newton can't talk about the quarterback position. Oh, you still here. So that must mean you enjoy the content then. And if that is the case, go ahead and click on this video right here. We think you're going to love this one as well. And we're almost, make this a Merry Christmas for me and D-Lo. We're almost to 500 subscribers. So hit that button on the screen right here as well. And we're on all your streaming platforms, wherever you find your podcast.